I am so grateful you're here. My name's Rita Beving. A lot of you know me. I am the 391 consultant for Gallatin and Reclaw, the first 391 commission formed in Texas, concerned about the Keystone Pipeline and what it could do to their community. And one of the things they're really concerned about are landowners. Landowners like Julia Trigg Crawford. Today, we stand united. United against the tyranny of TransCanada, a private company bullying landowners in our state for what we view is a private property foreign company. Today we question their right to common carrier status, which Julia Trigg Crawford is so bravely doing at this courthouse today. We question their right to eminent domain and their right to bully landowners in taking property. It is absurd that anybody can go to the Railroad Commission, check a gender box, and call themselves a common carrier. No questions asked, no guidelines, and no review. So that is what we're facing today. For that matter, anybody behind me can go to the Railroad Commission, check a gender box, and basically be a common carrier. How ridiculous is that? We even checked with the Attorney General's office, and they didn't know the guidelines on who would determine who a common carrier really is or isn't. So that needs to change in this state, and we're hoping it starts here in Paris today. Why do citizens of this state, like Julia Crawford, have to go to court to prove that TransCanada is not a common carrier? Landowners did so in another court case this past August and won. It was called Rice Farmers versus Denbury Green. It was a private CO2 pipeline who went to the Railroad Commission, checked a box, called themselves a common carrier, and actually what they were doing is actually pumping CO2 to one of their private affiliates. They got eminent domain status. The Rice Farmers took them to court, and last August they won. Yes. We are hoping to make those same kind of strides on TransCanada starting here today. Yes. We are done with TransCanada bullying landowners. Stealing land. Misleading them. Telling them that they have to settle. And so, therefore, we are going to stand united with Julia Crawford in that courtroom today, because you can bet they're going to have a slew of lawyers trying to intimidate that judge like they did in Mike Haythorne's case in Wells. And we are here to say no more. Absolutely. With that, I want to introduce Julia Crawford, Julia Trigg Crawford, who's our landowner today. Thank you.
Just before we begin, I want you all in there, but we cannot take our flags, we cannot take our signs, we cannot take any kind of behavior that is inappropriate. We need to show them we are smart, educated, respectful people. So you guys with me on that?
Absolutely.
We pack that place up there, and my heart goes out to you. I got a prepared statement, but I have to tell you, this is so moving. You know, a year ago, it was the Crawford farm fighting big oil, and nobody listened. And then as I told my story, and as people started hearing how this process works, it got legs. It got legs because it resonated with people like you, and as y'all have seen, it's resonating in the press. Because finally, we're making TransCanada and the Railroad Commission begin to have a dialogue, even if it's off the record. If y'all follow the stories this week, TransCanada's official spokesperson, Mr. Prescott, basically said, because we got this permit, along with it comes eminent domain. And the Railroad Commission immediately fired back a statement that says, eminent domain does not come with that permit. So guys, someone's starting to look at that, and it's because you guys are talking it up. So I appreciate you being here. I have to run upstairs and do my thing. So here's the official statement. You guys ready? Okay. The Crawford family is grateful that so many of you Texans, proud Texans, came to stand in solidarity with us here today. Together we stand for private property rights, for the protection of indigenous artifacts, preservation of our water resources. We too stand against false common carrier status, against foreign corporations using eminent domain to seize our land, and against those turning a blind eye as Texas landowners are bullied. Texans United will just not allow this kind of abuse, and today is our first volley in this battle.
We've got Deborah Medina couldn't be here today all the way up from Houston. So I'm going to have David read a statement from Deborah, and then we'll go in, okay? All right, David.
Okay, I'm here today to read a statement of from Deborah Medina of We Texans. And it reads as follows. This is a private company taking land for private use and foreign profit. They are cloaking themselves in common carrier regalia and exercising eminent domain against Texas citizens, but there's no evidence that they have the legal authority to seize property in Texas. Today, as a foreign company continues to masquerade as a common carrier, Texans are telling this private foreign company, don't mess with Texas. Don't bully our landowners, putting our property and our family's heritage at risk.
All right.
Don't mess with Texas.
I want to thank everybody behind me, and I know we've got press here. I want to thank, for those that don't know, the LA Times is following this today. Reuters is here. And we want to thank all the press that's already covered this. And I've been getting calls from press across the country about today. So know that your efforts really mean something not only to Julia, but we're going to start blowing this whole effort off the map. All right.
Say one thing, okay? See the people in this group, we're a multi-partisan group.
That's right.
In this group, we're a multi-partisan group. See the people in this group, we're a multi-partisan group.
Thanks. I'm so glad Eddie said that, because let me say this. We've got Tea Party folks. We've got Democrats. We've got Republicans and independents. We have people of religion and people of all persuasions.
That's right.
And we don't care. You can't drink oil, right? Just only water.
You also have the occupied people.
And the occupied people. Thank you so much, everybody.
This is what democracy looks like.
That's right. That's right. So everybody, I guess we'll put our signs in the cars and go stand